My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the FIBA rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
Caitlin Clark's rise to fame has been nothing short of extraordinary. But what if I told you her most lucrative skill isn't on the basketball court? That's right. Clark's off-court earnings have taken the sports world by storm, with her speaking fee alone commanding jaw-dropping numbers. But what makes a 30-minute appearance worth $100,000? And why is this only the beginning of her surprising off-season income?
She can also make some serious cash, and that's a virtual one right there. And according to an old LinkedIn post, her virtual speaking fee starts at $100,000, which is, I mean, you're talking about on Zoom or whatever, right? That is nuts.
In this video, we'll break down how Clark went from WNBA sensation to a highly sought-after speaker, explore her multi-million-dollar endorsement deals with big names like Nike and Gatorade, and look at the lucrative offer she's weighing from the unrivaled league. We'll also touch on the challenges she faces as her fame grows and how she's changing the game for everyone around her. We'll take a look at how one of the WNBA's brightest stars turned her fame into a financial powerhouse, and what it means for her future. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid. I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preach there's so much more to life than just sports.
Caitlin Clark's rise as a dominant figure in the WNBA set the stage for an unexpected enhancement to her career, one that would make headlines far beyond the basketball court. While fans celebrated her game-changing debut season, it was Clark's off-court moves that truly stunned the sports world. How does a young athlete command a $100,000 fee for a 30-minute virtual speaking engagement? The answer lies in her unique blend of talent, charisma, and impeccable timing. The moment that sparked widespread attention came when a LinkedIn post by a business executive revealed Clark's speaking rate.
She's making more, according to him, I don't have the actual numbers, in one speaking engagement than an entire WNBA season, and she only have to leave the house.
This revelation surprised many who assumed that most female athletes, even WNBA stars, couldn't achieve such high earnings outside of their playing contracts. The viral post fueled debates across social media about athlete compensation and the value of star power. Clark's speaking engagements weren't just a fleeting trend. They became a core part of her off-season activities. Companies eager to bring her insights and star quality to their events lined up to book her, willing to pay the hefty price. This new venture showcased her ability to leverage on-court success into substantial off-court influence, setting a new precedent for future generations.
Caitlin Clark and the many athletes that are coming into the WNBA are showing that these endorsement deals will follow great players and great ambassadors.
What made this transition so powerful was that it highlighted the disparity between what she's earning through her sports versus what she can achieve through personal branding. Clark's rookie salary of a little over $76,000 per year paled in comparison to her income from speaking engagements. This contrast underscored the importance of strategic branding and proved that Clark's marketability extended far beyond basketball. Her ability to capitalize on her fame was proof that women's sports, with the right figures at the forefront, could command serious attention and revenue. She is, after all, the fourth most marketable athlete in the world, ranking even higher than Steph Curry, Messi, and Ronaldo.
We knew Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. Two of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
So how does this impact her career? These lucrative speaking opportunities bolster her confidence and position her as more than an athlete. Clark's story is proof that the modern athlete is no longer confined to the court. With each speaking event, she redefines the playbook, proving that success isn't just about points scored, but about how you leverage your influence off the court. But the question remains, was this the peak of her off-court empire, or just the beginning? With these high-profile speaking gigs establishing her as a major brand, her next steps were bound to include even more groundbreaking ventures. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
At the start of this year's WNBA season, it was announced that Caitlin Clark signed a massive endorsement deal with Nike. This deal was for 8 years, $28 million with a signature sneaker included.
Caitlin Clark's impressive speaking fees were just the beginning of her off-court financial success. Beyond captivating audiences with her voice, she attracted some of the biggest names in sports marketing. How did a superstar like her land multi-million-dollar endorsement deals that rival the earnings of seasoned pros? The answer lies in her undeniable impact and brand appeal. Clark's partnership with Nike was a game-changer. Reportedly worth $28 million over 8 years, this deal positioned her alongside top-tier athletes with signature sneaker lines. This was no ordinary endorsement. Nike saw Clark as a figure who could resonate with fans far beyond the basketball court. It was a move that recognized her potential to inspire a new generation, especially young athletes who saw her as a relatable, trailblazing figure.
Shoot.
Okay, I'll shoot,
What's happening?
but I don't see any hoop.
No, I said that because of, I'm sorry, shoot.
On cue.
They don't have one.
Stop saying yes.
I didn't know.
My acting skills are fire.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't
Can you say the jingle for us right now,
No.
please?
But Nike wasn't the only major brand that saw value in Clark. Gatorade, State Farm, and Wilson Sporting Goods also signed her to lucrative partnerships. Each of these endorsements added layers to her already growing brand. With Gatorade, Clark joined an elite group of athletes who represented peak performance and endurance. Her State Farm deal placed her alongside sports icons like Patrick Mahomes, enhancing her visibility to an even broader audience. The collaboration with Wilson reinforced her role as a leader in the sport, even leading to her own basketball product line. In fact, every time there is a Wilson signature collection featuring Clark, it's sold out in minutes. What made these endorsements so significant wasn't just their monetary value, it was what they signified. They underscore that Clark is more than just a superstar sensation. She's a marketable powerhouse who could draw fans, sell products, and bring attention to the WNBA in unprecedented ways. This level of success is rare for someone at her stage in their career, making her a trailblazer for female athletes looking to amplify their earning potential.
Had to be. I mean, she's a big star and everybody turning out for her in record numbers, but to spend time like this, I think, is very special.
The figures added up quickly. By combining her endorsement deals, Clark's earnings outpaced those of most of her WNBA peers. But why was Clark able to attract such big deals so early? It came down to timing, skill, and personality. Brands looked for athletes who could transcend their sport, and Clark fit the bill perfectly. Her combination of elite talent, leadership, and relatability made her the ideal representative for companies wanting to reach new audiences. Add in her willingness to engage with fans on social media, and it became clear why brands saw her as an asset. As Clark's influence expanded, so did the opportunities. But was she satisfied with her endorsements and speaking engagements, or was there another big move on the horizon? That question became all the more pressing as rumors swirled about a potential multi-million-dollar opportunity that could change the trajectory of her career.
Unrivaled reportedly offered Caitlin Clark $1 million in salary in addition to significant equity. Caitlin Clark and Unrivaled have had high-level conversations about her joining the league.
As Caitlin Clark's star continued to rise, so did the stakes. The Unrivaled League, a new 3-on-3 basketball league designed to showcase top-tier talent during the WNBA offseason, wanted Clark, and they were willing to go to great lengths to get her. How much? Reports suggested a jaw-dropping $1 million per season, plus an equity stake in the league. Insiders say it's a deal that was similar to when Messi ended up playing soccer in the United States. For Clark, this was more than just another lucrative offer. The Unrivaled League was poised to challenge traditional views of women's basketball, promising a shorter season and intense matchups that could draw in new audiences. The financial package was attractive, but so was the potential for Clark to further her brand as a trailblazer in a burgeoning sport. Accepting this offer could position her not just as a player, but as a foundational figure in a new chapter of basketball. But not everything about the opportunity was straightforward. Joining Unrivaled would mean balancing even more responsibilities and possibly shifting focus from her initial intent during the offseason, which was to rest, spend time with family, and play golf. Would the promise of $1 million in equity be worth potentially diluting her impact on the traditional court? Fans were split on the issue. Some saw this as a golden opportunity for Clark to grow her influence and challenge norms, while others worried it might overextend her commitments and affect her performance.
Caitlin, they said on the broadcast tonight that you were not going to play overseas. You were going to take some time. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that decision?
The timing of the offer was impeccable. With Clark's endorsements and speaking fees already positioning her as a top earner, she didn't need the unrivaled league's money. This raised questions about her motivations. Was she driven purely by financial gain, or was she looking for another way to leave her mark on the sport? Those close to her suggested it was a mix of both, a chance to secure her legacy and continue redefining what was possible for female athletes. Close friends like Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, and Kate Martin were already set to compete in Unrivaled, which added a personal angle to the decision. The appeal of joining a pioneering effort alongside trusted colleagues weighed heavily in the conversation. Despite the enticing offer, Clark is cautious. The commitment required for Unrivaled would mean not just high-intensity competition, but also a shift in her already packed schedule. The basketball world watches closely as Clark weighs her options. Would she accept the offer and take her career in a bold new direction? Or would she stick to her current path, focusing on her established momentum? One thing was clear: whatever Clark decides, it would send ripples through the league and beyond.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. So maybe play some golf. I think that's what I'm going to do until it gets too cold in Indiana. So I got that. I'll become a professional golfer.
To understand why Caitlin Clark is receiving so much attention and such substantial offers, it's essential to revisit her electrifying breakout in the WNBA. Clark's transition from a college phenom at Iowa to a professional standout with the Indiana Fever was seamless, but it didn't come without its fair share of pressure. Expectations were sky high, and everyone was watching to see if she could deliver.
More history for the Fever rookie.
Clark didn't just meet those expectations, she shattered them. From the first whistle of her debut season, it was evident that she was something special. Averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, 5.7 rebounds, and 1.3 steals per game, Clark quickly established herself as a force to be reckoned with. These were not just impressive numbers for a rookie. They were numbers that positioned her among the league's elite players. But it wasn't just her stats that turned heads, it was the way she played. Her unmatched court vision, coupled with her fearless shooting, often left defenders scrambling and fans on their feet. Her first season was marked by 62 record-breaking achievements that reinforced her star status. She set the single-season assist record, an accomplishment that highlighted her ability to make her teammates better. The Fever thrived under her leadership, breaking a years-long playoff drought and winning 20 games, making the postseason for the first time in almost a decade. Clark's debut wasn't just a standout season. It was a narrative-shifting moment for her team and the WNBA as a whole.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Fans weren't the only ones taking notice. Analysts, commentators, and even former players couldn't help but draw comparisons between Clark and some of basketball's greatest names. Her poise and confidence under pressure evoked memories of Larry Bird's legendary calm, while her sharp shooting and playmaking skills were likened to those of Steph Curry. The combination of these traits turned her into a phenomenon, drawing not just local support but nationwide attention. Clark's influence extended beyond her scoring ability. She was a leader who could rally her team and energize the crowd. The Fever, once a team that struggled to attract large audiences, suddenly saw a spike in attendance. Games featuring Clark became must-watch events, both in person and on television. The broadcast numbers told a similar story. Games that featured Clark drew significantly higher viewership, proving that she was more than just a star player. She was a draw, an event in herself.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend.
Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise came with its own set of challenges. While her record-breaking performances and charisma made her a fan favorite, they also painted a target on her back. The same spotlight that showcased her brilliance also exposed her to intense scrutiny, both on and off the court. But how did she handle this pressure? And what does it mean for her legacy? Clark's response to these challenges only added to her growing legend. Instead of shying away from the pressure, she embraced it, turning each obstacle into an opportunity to prove herself further. Whether it was stepping up in pivotal games or responding to a wave of online backlash with grace, Clark's resilience shone through. This tenacity drew admiration not just from fans, but from fellow athletes who recognized the mental toughness it took to thrive under such conditions. Her ability to navigate controversies and emerge stronger reinforced her reputation as more than just a great player. She was a leader. Clark's legacy, even at this early stage in her career, became defined not just by her stats, but by her ability to inspire and push boundaries. She wasn't just making a name for herself. She was setting a new standard for what it meant to be a modern athlete in women's sports.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
And this legacy was evident in the impact she had on the league and beyond. Attendance at games featuring Clark soared, and the WNBA experienced a boost in overall viewership and fan engagement. Young players began to emulate her playing style, and her story motivated aspiring athletes to dream bigger. Clark's journey illustrated that challenges weren't just obstacles, they were stepping stones to greater achievement. As the conversation shifts from her breakout freshman season to what comes next, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark's story is still being written. Her career will undoubtedly be filled with more highlights and triumphs, but if her first year is any indication, she's more than prepared to face whatever comes her way, leaving an indelible mark on the sport and inspiring the next generation. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.